Welcome back to another episode. Today, I'm going to show you why feeling unhappy, depressed, unfulfilled, lacking, seeking external validation, and seeking solace in material things has everything to do with you not showing up as your authentic self in this world, as you truly are as the divine being that you came on this earth to be. By the end of this episode, you're going to know how to make a daily practice out of discovering who you are and embracing your authenticity. I'm inviting you to make this leap now before you get pushed up against a wall again. If you're ready, keep watching. We all come into this world with a unique energetic signature, a unique set of gifts and talents, a unique set of traits and characteristics that all form our authentic nature. Parenting, unfortunately, in the society we live in, is not about allowing the unique child you have in front of you to unfold the various facets of this authentic nature. Parenting has come to mean essentially looking at a child as raw substance that has to be molded. This is one of the greatest cruelties, in my opinion, against children, as it completely discounts, ignores, and rejects who children are at their core, as well as their unique energetic signature. What parents are doing is forcing children to internalize their own norms and ideologies and become who and what they themselves think their children should be. Parents think that they love their children unconditionally, yet what they're doing is showing them all the time, you can't have me and have you too. This creates an incredible rift in children. In my opinion, is one of the forerunners of mental issues, physical illness, and one of the main reasons we have such dysfunctional societies with adults who are so unhappy. It has happened to all of us. At a certain point, what we do, because we feel dependent on our caregivers for our survival, is we start covering up our true selves and orienting our persona towards being who others want us to be. Parents, social norms, being liked, and fitting in all slowly chip away at the core of our authenticity. We start layering ourselves with masks and armor and disowning, denying, and rejecting certain aspects of ourselves we feel are not desirable. We start feeling vulnerable. This is one of the greatest cruelties, in my opinion, against children, as it completely discounts, ignores, and rejects who children are at their core, as well as their unique energetic signature. What parents are doing is forcing children to internalize their own norms and ideologies and become who and what they themselves think their children should be. Parents think that they love their children unconditionally, yet what they're doing is showing them all the time, you can't have me and have you too. This creates an incredible rift in children. In my opinion, is one of the forerunners of mental issues, physical illness, and one of the main reasons we have such dysfunctional societies with adults who are so unhappy. It has happened to all of us. At a certain point, what we do, because we feel dependent on our caregivers for our survival, is we start covering up our true selves and orienting our persona towards being who others want us to be. Parents, social norms, being liked, and fitting in all slowly chip away at the core of our authenticity. We start layering ourselves with masks and armor and disowning, denying, and rejecting certain aspects of ourselves we feel are not desirable. We start feeling vulnerable about and in conflict with anything remotely resembling something that will meet with disapproval. And we begin a process of splitting ourselves. Because those aspects that we have denied, disowned, and rejected become subconscious, this means they exist, but outside our conscious awareness. In other words, we have no freaking clue they even exist. As a result, we create emotional, physical, and intellectual trauma that in turn causes emotional, physical, and intellectual disease. ease is basically the natural state of ease being imbalanced or disrupted. It is, in other words, a disruption of our essential, authentic, natural self. Our actions and our relationships become nothing more than road signs which remind us we belong and which steer us towards a town where we think we will find acceptance. Social acceptance, unfortunately, is wired into our DNA. We have an inner longing for it. So basically, we feel like we're caught at a crossroads, with one road leading to social acceptance and another leading to our authentic self. Both are incredibly powerful magnets, but unfortunately, they pull us in different directions. And what's even more scary is that there's another road leading to a self that we're not even aware of, because its aspects remain buried in our subconscious mind. So what this means is that we end up not having a clue what our authentic self really is. And this is, of course, true for most people. There are different displays and different levels of being inauthentic. There's the inauthenticity that we're aware of. For example, when we really don't want to participate in a social event, yet do so and pretend like we're having fun, that's inauthentic. When we hate a person's guts, yet in front of them we act as if we like them, that's inauthenticity. When someone is gay pretending to be straight, that's inauthenticity. When you disagree with someone, you pretend as if you agree in order to be liked by them, that's inauthenticity. In some of these cases, you're just deliberately inauthentic. And let's face it, the world is just not set up for you to walk up to your boss one morning and tell them you hate their face and think they're an idiot. Authenticity, contrary to some online gurus will lead you to believe, is not about expressing yourself without filters all the time, right? It's about confidently knowing what your opinions and your preferences really are. The worst type of inauthenticity is the one you deny to yourself, or even worse, the one you are not even aware of. For example, when you deny being artistic because somewhere along the way it was frowned upon by your father, who thought that little boys should become lawyers or doctors, and as a result you suppress this talent somewhere in the subconscious, that's inauthenticity. When you deny how you feel because at some point in your life you were told or shown that these specific feelings were not okay, they were not acceptable, that's inauthenticity. When you suppress certain aspects of yourself that you may see as weakness, that's inauthenticity. You are not even aware that you're being inauthentic. When you let go of the false belief that parts of you are lacking or inadequate, in that moment, you arouse your potential. This entails both knowing your likes or dislikes, but it's also a call to discover the true essence of the real you. What fires you up? What lights you up? What are your true motivations? How are you really feeling? What are your real needs? Leave those questions unexplored and unanswered for long enough, instead conforming to who and what the world or your social circumstances want you to be, and you will be unfulfilled, unhappy, and constantly unsatisfied. If you care to explore the facets of your core authentic self, then I suggest you try the following. Number 1, find time for silence. There is nothing in this world that brings you more in contact with your authentic self like meditation. Meditation allows you to temporarily suspend the false persona epitomized by the ego that you think you are and be in emptiness as the very essence of your soul. In its most true form, it's pure beingness without the stories. If you haven't tried meditation yet, I have a lot of videos in my channel talking about the benefits of meditation and what I personally gained from it. I also have a video talking about the exact meditation that I do. I recommend you check them out. I also have guided meditations, which I will link in the description box. You can do them for 30 days and see the amazing benefits firsthand. Still your body and your mind. Commit to just 5 minutes of meditation a day. Build your practice from there. The path will unfold. I promise you this. Meditation has helped me go from feeling at a 5 or a 6, feeling at an 8 or a 9 most days. During meditation, I'm almost always a 10. To be honest with you, it was the biggest catalyst for me to completely transform my life and what I thought of as my personality. Number 2, create grounded rituals that let you check in with yourself and the way you're feeling. Mornings are especially important. If it's not meditation, which I highly recommend it is, do something that you thoroughly enjoy in a ceremonial way, meaning do it alone with no disturbances, like it's something sacred, like it's something special. Have a cup of ceremonial cacao or a matcha or whatever else you enjoy in complete silence and seclusion, and make this time about checking in with yourself. When you're doing this, maintain focused attention on your breathing, on your body, and honor the task at hand. Gift yourself 10 minutes in the silence, asking questions like, how does my body feel today? What are my goals for today? How do I want my day to go? And set some intentions as well. An example from what I use is, today I intend to be calm, centered, and compassionate. Or today I intend to do an act of kindness. And you can repeat this intention throughout the day. Whatever works for you. Number 3, trust your intuition. I call my intuition pings. When I get a ping that feels like guidance or a sign, I make sure I follow through on it. When something stands out to me or is calling to me, or I feel drawn to it for some reason that goes beyond logic, I go for it. Pay attention to the hunches, the physical sensations, the strong impressions. They can be your intuition or your guidance, either to bring you back or to keep you on track and in your authenticity. Number 4, do this one exercise often. Imagine that your memory has been wiped and that you're experiencing everything for the first time, trying to discover who you are anew. Ask yourself questions like, do I like this type of thing? How will this make me feel? Does this food or this behavior or this person bring out a balanced sensation in my body? Or does it throw my body out of whack, out of alignment? This will get you closer to what your core wants and what your core beliefs truly are. Number 5, every time you are faced with any type of decision, and start really small on this, ask yourself, what would my higher self do? Do this for everything, from picking out the color of your clothes in the morning, to what you're going to have for lunch, to what movie you're going to watch. Do the first thing that pops out to you, right? When you ask the question, what will my higher self do? If your higher self is telling you, for example, put on this pantsuit, you're going to do exactly that. The first thing that pops out to you, but most importantly, you do it without questioning it or going back and forth between decisions. You just decide and do it. First thing that comes, and then you do that. If you do it and then give up the outcome to the universe, trust in the guidance completely, this will align with your highest purpose and it will sharpen your intuition like nothing else. I've done this myself, and I promise you, if you do it for 3-4 months, you're going to start knowing exactly what you want at the moment you want it. You're not going to go back and forth between decisions. You're not going to debate with yourself, do I want this or do I want that? You're going to know what you want at the time when you need to know it. Number 6, take time each evening to write down little moments of feelings, of gratitude, of love, and awe that happen throughout your day. Notice where you acted inauthentic, where you may have been insincere in your speech or acted in a way that doesn't align with your core values. Journaling is a very powerful tool. If you haven't tried it so far, I suggest you start small. Right before you go to bed, or maybe after you shower at night, sit down for 5 minutes and write some things down. To allow our authentic self to emerge, we must let go of programmed beliefs and thoughts that no longer serve us. We spend the first half of life accumulating ideas, and then in order to serve our highest purpose, we need to just let go of them. Keep in mind that at least 70% of what we have on the subconscious level is self-sabotaging, self-limiting, and self-defeating. Listen to the guidance of your inner wisdom that's saying it's safe and appropriate to do this or that. And also, keep in mind that the conscious mind works extremely slow, right? It's very creative, but it's slow. It can process 40 nerve impulses every second. When you engage the subconscious, you're basically inviting information of 40 million nerve impulses per second. Imagine what you can do if you work with the subconscious mind for 3 to 5 minutes. There are a lot of methods out there. You can read up on it. Dr. Bruce Lipton says you can change a belief you've held for all your life for 50 years in 10 minutes. I am inviting you to cultivate and awaken the authentic person who lies deep within you and longs to be realized. Imagine you're an artist and that the art of work you're working on is yourself. When Michelangelo was asked how he carved David, he said that David was already in there in the marble that he used to carve him out. He said that when the giant piece of marble arrived, Michelangelo only had to chip away at what David was not. David's form was already there. It was hiding in the essence of the marble. It's the same with all of us. We just have to take out what we're not until what we truly are is left and presents itself to the world. Our authenticity is innate. It has always been there. It is the divinity that lies within us. Spiritual practice is about chipping away. It is the chipping away process. The practices I have described in this episode, and spiritual practice in general, is what allows us to chip away at the illusion and reveal the work of art that we already are. I'm sending you love. May you be happy, peaceful,